Real Country 1430 AM and 1073 FM WRDN. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. I'm Brian Winnekins, and joining us this morning, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, as we talk about a new bill that she has introduced called the Meat Business Innovation Act of 2014. And Senator Baldwin, thanks for joining us. Well, just by the sound of this bill, it sounds kind of like the Dairy Business Innovation Act.
Well, I'm glad you started there because I think your listeners are familiar with the Dairy Business Innovation Act and its successes. And this is very much modeled after that bill because, I've seen firsthand how the Dairy Business Innovation Act has helped farmers and processors tap into new markets, improve their operations, innovate new products. And so now I want to lead the charge to use this model to help our livestock farmers and our meat processors to confront the challenges and headwinds that they face.
So in Wisconsin, of course, the dairy industry is the biggest industry within the biggest industry in Wisconsin, agriculture, but dairy is king. But for Wisconsin's livestock, they're pretty darn good too, with employing about 43,000 people.
That's the estimate, and it contributes about $34 billion to our state's economy. So a major influence on our agricultural economy. But this bill will be flexible in terms of what the grants can be used to do, but it will help our livestock farmers with the unique challenges that they face, including access to meat processing. And these grants can also help meat processors. The focus would be the small and medium-sized operations and really help provide an opportunity to grow and innovate.
So what are some of the things inside the bill that will help these smaller and medium-sized processors?
Well, there will be a lot of flexibility in terms of what the funds can be used for, but it helps them bring their operations to the next level. And whether that be business plan development, workforce development and training, or market evaluation, plant upgrades, process improvements, again, very similar to what we saw with the Dairy Business Innovation Act, but instead for meat business.
Talking with Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin. She's introducing the Meat Business Innovation Act, which is similar to the Dairy Business Innovation Act. So just like the dairy program, you want to see 3 regional centers. Where would they be located, or is that not really yet been determined?
Yeah, we don't set the location of those centers in the proposed bill. But I figure we would be very competitive for one if this bill, or let's be optimistic, when this bill passes. The regional nature has been very helpful, again, using the Dairy Business Innovation Initiative so that there's regional access, so you're not dealing with an entity that's many hundreds of miles away.
So the big question that everyone always asks: how do we pay for it, or where's the money coming from?
Well, this would authorize $30 million in annual appropriations and also $30 million in annual Commodity Credit Corporation funding for this program. And so it would be dealt with in half of it in the appropriations process.
Talking with Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin this morning as she has introduced the Meat Business Innovation Act of 2024. So, Senator Baldwin, are you wanting to see this as a standalone bill, or are you wanting to see this potentially attached to the Farm Bill, which of course is still stuck?
Yeah, well, given when we're introducing it, probably a standalone bill. We've already seen the House act on its Farm Bill. The Senate has a framework that has already been put out. I think this is a proposal that we hope to earn support for over the course of the months to come. and hopefully can get over the finish line on its own.
When you introduce these bills, you always try to get co-sponsors. I kind of have figured that out with the AM for Every Vehicle Act. You always want to have co-sponsors first.
Yes.
So, do you have co-sponsors? And at the same time, with the AM radio bill, we're running out of time. Where are we at with that? But do you have co-sponsors?
Right. So I'm introducing the bill today on my own. I am going to be talking to my colleagues, especially those who represent states where this is a significant industry. That's usually how I work on advancing proposals, is uh, pairing up with senators who have uh, states with similar economies. So you can imagine some of the folks that I'll be reaching out to. I imagine that they're hearing what I'm hearing from the livestock industry and processing industry. And so I think I should get some enthusiasm in terms of the reactions I get.
I know you do have to go, but one final quick question on the AM for Every Vehicle Act. We all have enough votes, but nothing's happening. Do you know, is this coming to the floor, the Senate or the House? The House, you don't know, but the Senate, is this going to come to the floor? Or are we going to run out of time?
Well, I think the way that it needs to come to the floor probably is through what we call it's an expedited procedure. But what you do is you propose to bring up a bill under an expedited procedure. We call it hotlining. I'm getting into the weeds. But that basically gives you a chance to see if anyone's objecting to it. If anyone's objecting to it, you have to bring it up and take some considerable time to work through the bill. If no one's objecting to it, you can often pass things on unanimous consent, and that tends to happen to a whole bunch of bills towards the end of the session, where you're not going to have enough time to bring them to the floor, have a prolonged debate. But if there's a whole series of bills that don't have much objection, you can usually go through a bunch of those at the tail end of the session.
All right. Well, Senator Baldwin, again, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
That is Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin. You're listening to the WRDN Morning Farm Report.